really caused some big problems across not only the Carolinas, but up into Washington, D.C. They had big flooding yesterday and on Thursday, and that cold front is coming here tomorrow. Doesn't look like much right now. Of course, live Guardian radar is pretty clear, but as I take our bigger picture here in a second, you'll see there's definitely plenty of rain out across the Florida Panhandle. Now, most of us have been in the 80s tonight, and that's where we're going to sit, I think, for the rest of the evening through the overnight. We'll probably top out or bottom out around 78, 79, depending on where you live. And then the clouds are definitely going to be in play tomorrow. So I hope you got to do something outdoors today. It's mostly cloudy forecast for tomorrow and a 70% chance of rain. Downtown Orlando looking really nice, though. At this hour, 82 southwest winds at 8. When I was out for dinner, you could definitely see the clouds rolling in ahead of our frontal system, which again is going to be moving into our area in the next 12 to 14 hours or so. Long arm, it extended all the way up the Atlantic seaboard, and again, it's pushing south with a lot of precip. So the rain chances stay 70% for us tomorrow and Monday. And the downside to this is the thing doesn't move for several days. So here's one computer model, and again, it stalls out, kind of sits over North Florida. You see all the green here. It's not going to be all day rain for 4 days, but it's going to be cloudy, and there's going to be good opportunity for the showers off and on as we head through at least Sunday and into Monday. And then there's that little low that we're going to be watching in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, here's another model. And again, watch our clock. So it's tomorrow, goes into Monday, and into eventually here, this will clock out into Tuesday. Now, these aren't huge totals, but when we're talking about a stalled front and a lot of clouds, 2 to 3 inches of rain certainly is not going to be any fun. And some of the models have been 3 or 4 inches with that front sitting right over northern central Florida. So we'll tweak that. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. And of course, Monday we'll have all the updated information on the runs with the computer and see how much rain we're expecting. Mid-70s is what we're going to do tonight, as I mentioned, so just a few degrees cooler than we are now. Because of the clouds and the 70% chance of rain, temperatures should be a little bit cooler. Most of us in the lower 90s, maybe a few mid-90s, but again, the rain chances are up. Look at that, 70% for tomorrow. Same thing for Monday and even into Tuesday. Now, by Tuesday, that system starts to wash out. Wednesday will be our transition day, but really high rain chances over the next 7 days.
All right, thanks, Leslie. Still
All right, we're looking at a cloudy Daytona Beach on this Saturday night. I hope you got some sunshine in today. There was a lot of it. We only had a few random storms, but those that developed were pretty intense. We saw some severe weather in Flagler County, as I mentioned. So we're 85 right now at the beaches. Expected to stay in the 80s tonight, and the clouds are going to be around for the rest of the weekend, unfortunately. I'll tell you why in a second. I wanted to show you the radar real quick, just as everything was pushing back towards the east. So if you've seen the rain already tonight, you're pretty much done. You can see that from west to easterly trajectory. So that's going to be how we see the showers for the rest of tonight. But there's not a whole lot out there, and we're expecting more to develop thanks to this cold front. So it's already getting its act together. A lot of clouds in play. If you are a big Twitter follower or on Instagram, you may have seen some of the flooding in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Many areas of the mid-Atlantic states were under flash flood watches yesterday and this morning. That cold front, again, coming here late season, not typical. And a low pressure center is going to develop off of the Delmarva area. Now, we don't think it's going to be tropical, but again, it's just a very unusual weather pattern. The problem with this front, this time of the year, we don't have enough energy to actually pull it south and clear the state. So it stays over Florida for a couple of days. That's why the weather picture stays kind of unsettled as we get into the first part of next week. There you see it stalling out. Not a lot of rain, but just kind of the cloudy, dreary nuisance rain that will kind of hang around for at least 2 to 3 days. We think this will eventually wash out by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. But here's one of our computer models. These have been all over the place, so take this with a grain of salt. But as we head through tomorrow and into Monday and Tuesday, 1 to 2 inches I think is a safe bet because the front stalls just right over the Gainesville area and northward. And then some of our models are actually picking up on maybe 3 or 4 inches of rain. So we'll see if that transpires in the northern part of our viewing area. In the meantime, we'll definitely have clouds. So mid-70s for us tonight as we head through the rest of this evening. Again, the clouds building ahead of that cold front. A little cooler tomorrow because of the clouds. I've still got us in the mid-90s, but I still think it's going to be a tad cooler. The heat index will definitely be less because of the clouds and, of course, the scattered storms. And the rain chances are actually going to be around 70%, mostly cloudy skies, and it looks like daytime highs will get back into the low 90s after that.
Thank you, Leslie. Caught on camera. For our first forecast. That's a pretty good lightning strike there caught on camera.
Yeah, there was some pretty good storms early in the day. Coverage-wise, we were about 30 to 40%, so not a lot of folks got the rain, but we actually had a severe thunderstorm in Flagler County around 5:30 this afternoon. Now, this was our loop. I've got it for the last 6 hours, and you'll see everything go into motion. Again, the coverage-wise, just not a lot, but the storms that did develop were strong in some cases, and like we saw in Kenansville, there was some excessive lightning. There's been a lot of energy in the atmosphere, and things are going to be changing as we get into tomorrow. 82 is our current number. Winds are southwest at around 10 to 15 on average. There is a cold front coming to Florida tomorrow. It's unusual. We do not get summer fronts all that often, but this one's coming, and it's already bringing rain to the Florida Panhandle and North Florida. It's expected to linger over Central Florida for days, and it's going to bring an unsettled weather pattern as we head into next week. Daytime planner tomorrow morning in the 80s with a lot of clouds in play, storms as well. The rain coverage 70%, so we'll detail a lot more on that coming up.
Thanks, Leslie. A Winter Haven police officer is under arrest after admitting to sex
Well, we saw some severe weather earlier this afternoon. About an hour and a half ago, there was a severe thunderstorm in Flagler County. The radar looking much better as we head through tonight, but there's still a few isolated showers out there. We had a lot of lightning earlier today as well. Here's our time lapse, and as I put this in motion, you'll see those storms. There's that severe thunderstorm warning as it expired around 5:45 today. Again, the West Coast sea breeze getting its act together today. The East Coast sea breeze not a player, so we didn't get wide coverage of storms, but I am anticipating more tomorrow as a cold front approaches. 86 is our current number. It was a hot afternoon. We had a heat index well over 100 in many spots. And as we take a look here, you can see that most of us are in the 80s, and that's because of the clouds. And then a few of us that got some rain today. We're 85 Melbourne, 86 in the city, 85 in Sanford, 86 in Leesburg. Headed down to the 70s tonight before we start to deal with the clouds and the rain tomorrow. Here's our cold front. This is an unusual front. We don't normally get these in the summertime. You may have heard about this system that caused flooding rains across D.C., Philly, mid-Atlantic states. That is pushing south, and it will be a player for us for a couple of days. It looks like it gets stuck over Florida for next week. All right, here's your plan. We got a little bit of sunshine out there, but clouds building. Temps will stay in the 80s and then eventually into the 70s, and I'll let you know much more about that cold front coming up in a few.
Thanks, Leslie. Well, smoldering ruins in Marion County tonight.
had the highs and lows this week with extremes. Leslie, what's happening today with our weather?
It's going to be one of those hot days for sure, but there is some relief coming. So it's going to be in the form of rain tomorrow. But today will definitely be one of the hotter days that we've seen. We'll be in the mid-90s with a heat index close to 105. We're already on the move here, 78 degrees, winds out of the south, and that draws all that tropical air right over Florida. So it's going to be humid today. Temps will be in the mid-90s across central Florida, in particular Orange counties we head through the afternoon. And you can see here we don't have a lot of opportunity for showers, but I do expect to see that increase quite a bit as we get into tomorrow. Now, live Guardian radar showing a couple of showers coming in along the west side, but without the east coast sea breeze to help combat it, I don't expect a lot of coverage today, but again, that will be changing tomorrow. Most of us are in the upper 70s and low 80s at this hour. It'll be a quick build to around 94 to 95 today, but again, because of that sultry air coming in from the tropics, the heat index will be much higher than that. Now, here comes our rain. It's in the form of a cold front. We don't normally get these this time of the year, but it's going to come through and stall out and likely bring in some unsettled weather next week. But for now, we'll be talking about the heat today, 88 at 11 o'clock this morning, 93 at 2 p.m. and 94 by 5. Details on that rain, cold front coming up.
Leslie, thank you. Time now is 8:33. Breaking right now, we just learned a shooting in Osceola County does involve and find out what kind of a weekend we can expect. Leslie, good morning. Theme park weekend, beach weekend, what do you think?
A little bit of everything, yeah. I don't know about the theme parks for you. It's too hot for me to handle them this time of the year.
That.
Yeah, so I would be here over at the port. It is going to, or at least the beach, it's going to be a beautiful day today. Lots of sunshine, definitely got to load up the sunblock today. 81 right now over at Port Canaveral. The winds are out of the west-southwest. And if you have the opportunity to head to the beach, you've got lots of time to enjoy the sunshine. Rain chances are pretty low today, but it's going to change tomorrow. The heat is already on the build, though. The inland areas in the upper 70s and low 80s, but again expected to get to around 95 today in most areas across central Florida. Now our camera is shifted over to the beautiful downtown Orlando, and we're 78 degrees here. Again, winds out of the south at about 8 miles an hour, and that south wind's going to help trigger some of that humid air today. That's going to keep that heat index right around 105. So we see the west coast sea breeze already starting to move in right here, but you have to have the east coast meet up with it to get the collision and the big storms that we're so used to in the summer months. Well, we don't get that today. Just the west coast sea breeze will be the player, but tomorrow a very unusual cold front comes into central Florida. It's not this time of the year that we see these things. You can see a little bit of precip here with our computer model. Temps again in the mid-90s as we head through today, but it's going to be tomorrow where the rain chances, as I mentioned, jump up quite a bit as that front kind of pushes towards the south. So you can see it here. A lot of energy with this one. It has created big flooding problems all along the Atlantic seaboard. We won't see flooding problems here, but there is going to be the potential for some heavy rain across the northern part of the viewing area the first part of next week. Meanwhile, here's a look at those numbers today. Mid-90s, 94 Daytona Beach, 95 Sanford and Orlando, 92 Leesburg. Heat index right at 100, so you've got to hydrate. 70s for tonight. Even along the coast, there's not much of a difference here in the temps. Usually it's a little cooler at the beaches, but no wind to help cool you off. So here's a look at our extended forecast. Rain chances up to 60% as we head to tomorrow, 70% on Monday. All right, it's time to get our baby fix. Let's see who we got. Oh, Michaela. That dress is so pretty.
Gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, such a sweet picture. Love to see these this time of the morning. Gives me my little baby fix. If you guys want to showcase your baby, it is super easy to do. You can head over to our website. We have a baby section there. Just upload your photo, and Andre and I will ooh and ah.
Yes,
and
we will.
think about all the cute little babies out there.
All right, Leslie, thank you. Time now is 8:48. On to your health watch. The feds could be changing this morning. Leslie, good morning.
Good morning. So glad my girls didn't know they were here. So
Really?
Saved me a late night last night.
Hundreds of dollars, I'm sure.
Yes, and a late night. 82 is our current number, you guys. It is going to be hot today. We'll be in the mid-90s, winds out of the southwest at about 8 miles an hour. Today is going to be close to 95 for a daytime high. We're already seeing those temperatures quickly get into the mid-80s, upper 70s for some folks, but again, it'll be 94 to 95 for a daytime high. Little chance of rain today, about 30%. A much better chance, though, tomorrow as our cold front arrives. This will bring a 60% chance of storms, and guess what? It's expected to hang around for a couple of days and actually increase the rain chances as we head into next week. So for today, we've got 88 at 11, 93 at 2, and 94 at 5 o'clock.
Leslie, thank you. Time now is 9:02. Breaking right now in Osceola County. A deputy
sustainable. Running a government is not running a business, and that has been very clear.
At 189 days in the White House, Priebus was the shortest serving chief of staff in modern history. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Caroline, thank you. Let's find out what the weather looks like here at home. Some chilly temperatures in Washington, D.C. this morning. No doubt about it.
Yeah, they have been underwater. It has been so hard for the folks in the D.C. area, Philadelphia, Maryland. A lot of folks up there have been flooded out from some heavy rain. That cold front that brought all that rain is coming here tomorrow. So enjoy this now. We've got a beautiful day in Daytona Beach. 83 is our current number. All the beaches today will be gorgeous. You're going to need those umbrellas, though, because it's going to be hot. Even at the beaches, it's usually a little cooler there, but not much of a breeze today. Will keep you around 93 to 94 degrees. The heat index still going to be about 100 for you as well. I've got the thunderstorm there because you can't rule those out this time of the year, but the rain chances are really low. They're about 20 to 30%. Inland areas, it's going to be, of course, hot. We won't have the opportunity to get a breeze here either. 82 degrees, and our heat index will be closer to 105 in the interior. So here's what's going on. The cold front, as I mentioned, that was creating the flooding rains across parts of D.C. and the Delmarva area, still there. But look at all that rain that's across the Gulf Coast. Well, it's coming here tomorrow. So the rain chances bump up to 60 to 70%, and then this thing stalls out. I'm going to show you a computer model in a second that shows a really wet weather pattern for us as we get into next week. Most of us are in the 80s right now, as I mentioned, so it's going to be a quick build to that 93 to 94 threshold, and maybe a little warmer than that. And then the cold front starts to arrive tomorrow into Monday as well, and then that's when we'll start to see the changes in the forecast with the rain chances, the clouds, and also this cold front, which is unusual to push through this time of the year. So watch our first model. This is the big picture, and then I'm going to show you what happens next week. So it comes in tomorrow. Rain chances around 60%, as I mentioned. You'll have sunshine tomorrow morning for sure. It'll be late day before we have to actually worry about some storms. But then this thing stalls out. There's not enough energy to push it through the state. And that's why it hangs around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And this computer model shows some big numbers as we head into Monday, Tuesday, especially north of the metro areas. Look at that, 6 inches of rain possible in parts of Flagler County, also over in Alachua County, about 5.5, 6 inches of rain possible as that front stalls out. The rest of Central Florida, 1 to 2 inches, give or take, as we head through the next couple of days. So we'll tweak that forecast. It's not in stone that we'll get that much rain across the northern part of our viewing area, but it's possible, and we'll want to keep you updated. Meanwhile, today, as I mentioned, it's hot in the mid-90s for daytime highs. Tonight in the 70s, pretty standard fare for this time of the year. And as I mentioned, those rain chances creeping up as we get into the forecast. A quick look at that 7-day brings the rain chances to 60 to 70% as we head into the next couple of days. It must not be in there, so I'll show it to you next time. All right, Snap the Sun is our look for today. We're going to take a look at a pretty picture. Benjamin.
Ooh, wow.
That's really nice. So quick trivia, because I know we're tight on time. I don't know if you know what that's called when you see those rays coming through.
What is it?
They're called crepuscular rays.
Ooh.
Little trivia for you. So
Okay.
love that. Hey, send us your photos and just hashtag it Snap the Sun.
Crepuscular. That's a good crossword word
Yes.
there, Leslie. Thank you.